there's something about cockatiels, right? I mean, those little crests, and they're just so sweet, and they're really popular pets, like surprisingly so.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And they're actually from Australia, like the outback.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and get this, they're like the smallest of the cockatoo family.
Uh-huh.
So that actually makes them a good option for a lot of people, I think.
Makes sense. So for this deep dive, we're looking into why they're such popular companions. We found some really interesting stuff on their temperament and, all those little quirks that make them so unique.
Right. And from what we've been reading, it seems like there's a lot to love about them. They're gentle, intelligent, apparently pretty good at mimicking sounds,
Oh, really?
and even their calls, compared to other parrots, are pretty quiet. So all in all, a pretty engaging pet, it seems.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, I know parrots can be loud,
Oh, yeah.
so I guess that's a big plus for cockatiels. Okay, so let's talk about their personality. Everything we've seen says they're just incredibly sweet and calm.
Yeah, they're known for having this really calm and sweet disposition,
Hmm.
which is, I think, a big part of why they make such great companions. And it's not just that they're okay with being around people. They actually seem to really enjoy interacting with their human families.
So they actually like us.
It seems that way.
That's awesome. And it's not just about being in the same room, right? I was reading that they actually seek out physical affection. Like they actually want to cuddle and stuff.
Yeah, they're really affectionate.
Yeah.
Lots of cockatiels love being petted, especially on their head and neck, where those feathers are. And some of them, they actually do love to cuddle up with their owners, which is, really sweet. And I think it really helps solidify that bond between the bird and the human.
It's like having a feathery little friend. Okay, so beyond the whole cuteness factor, let's talk about their intelligence. They're not just cuddly, they're actually pretty smart too.
Yeah, and one of the fascinating things is how they learn, especially when it comes to sounds. They can pick up all sorts of sounds and behaviors.
Really? Like what?
Well, male cockatiels are known for being really good whistlers. Like, they can learn tunes.
No way.
Oh, yeah. And even a few words. Imagine that, your little bird whistling a song you taught it.
That would be amazing.
And it's not just tunes. Some of them can even mimic everyday sounds. Like one source said their cockatiel could perfectly mimic the microwave beep when it was done.
That's hilarious.
I know, right? So they're not just cute, they're pretty clever too.
Yeah, they're like little feathered sponges.
Totally.
Okay, so we've covered that they're smart, affectionate, but what about playtime? Do cockatiels have a playful side?
Oh, absolutely. They love to play. And they actually really enjoy simple toys, like swings, things they can shred. Stuff like that keeps them entertained and mentally stimulated, which is important for their well-being.
It's good to keep them busy.
Definitely.
Now, for people who live in apartments or are just sensitive to noise, there was some interesting stuff on their vocalizations.
All right, so compared to other parrots, cockatiels are actually considered to be on the quieter side. They do make noises, of course, but their calls are usually softer and less piercing than some of the bigger parrots.
That's good to know. So not like a macaw.
Exactly. So that can be a big plus for people who live in close quarters or who are just sensitive to louder noises.
Yeah, that makes sense. And one last thing, and this might seem obvious, but their size is also a factor in their popularity, right?
Oh, absolutely. Their size makes them much more manageable than some of the bigger parrots. I mean, think about it. A smaller bird means you need less space, it's easier to handle, that kind of thing. So it makes them a really practical choice for a lot of people.
So it sounds like we've got a pretty clear picture of why cockatiels are so popular. It's this amazing combination of a sweet, gentle personality, their intelligence, their ability to mimic sounds, they're playful, relatively quiet, and they're a manageable size. That's quite a package.
It really is. It's no wonder they're such beloved companions for so many people.
This has been a really fascinating look into the world of cockatiels, and for our listeners, we're going to dive deeper into their care in the future. We'll cover everything from the best habitats to their diet, understanding their behavior, how to train them, and keeping them healthy. There's so much more to explore.
And as you think about all the things we talked about today, it'd be interesting to consider what aspects of cockatiel companionship really stand out to you? What sparks your interest? And what other questions come to mind as you picture these charming birds? Because there's always more to learn and discover, and we'll continue to do just that in our future discussions.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.
See you then.